Appeal is back in session. We are now at the rediscussions. Just a reminder, please make sure your cell phones are off. And this meeting is being live streamed. Mr. Fortune?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Are there any deferrals or withdrawals for 11:30? Address, Counselor?
127 East Cottage in the companion case of 131 East Cottage.
For the record, calling BOA 906-287-127 East Cottage Street. Companion case BOA 906-288-131 East Cottage Street. Name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Jeff Drago with Drago and Toscano with an address of 15 Broad Street. We are seeking a second deferral on this matter. We actually worked with a number of the abutters to get support. However, we are being asked to defer by the Civic Association, who would like us to continue to make additional changes on the project.
What's outstanding, Mr. Drago?
They'd like us to reduce unit count further. We did make modifications, taking off rear decks, decreasing FAR, but just recently we found out that was not enough.
So is it still a proposal for 11 units?
No.
What's it down to?
It's down to 8, and it'll be further reduced again.
And so how close does that get you to the required zoning?
Required zoning,
Yeah.
closer. There'll still be a few violations, but unit count seems to be a bigger issue.
Okay. So, and when do you anticipate that this will all reach closure?
So we can have modifications done this month and over the summer, get before the Civic Association, so probably in the next couple of months.
So August?
Sure, that'd be
Okay.
great.
May I have a motion?
Motion for deferral.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah,
The date
you'll have a
is-
date of August 13th at 11:30.
Thank you very much.
Is that going to be enough time to work with the neighborhood?
Yeah, that should be perfect. Thank
And
you.
if it's not, it's going to be decision time on our
I
part.
understand.
Okay?
Are there any other deferrals or withdrawals? Counselor, Matt? For the record, calling BOA 885-367 6 LaGrange Place. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Matt Eckel with Drago and Toscano with the business address of 15 Broad Street. We're seeking a deferral for 6 LaGrange Place.
Is this your second deferral?
This would be the second deferral, yes. We were advertised for our first meeting prior to going to the the community group. We then went and they were seeking some additional changes, so we'd like to continue to work with them and Councilor Janey's office.
Okay, and so this was a 3-story building with 8 residential units?
Correct.
And so what are you down to?
So we're down to 7 units and we also completely redesigned the building. However, the community is still seeking some further changes.
Okay, so when do you anticipate the conversations will reach closure?
We anticipate meeting with the counselor's office within the next couple weeks for sure, and then going back out to the community, so I'd say within a few months.
Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Motion for.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. The date, please.
Do 8/27, August 27th at 11:30.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other deferrals or withdrawals? Hearing none, we'll go to the first case for rediscussions. Calling BOA 918-868 80 Cottage Street. This is revised plans to create additional bathroom, mezzanine level, and new private roof deck for the top living unit. The violations, Article 27G, this is in the East Boston iPod. Article 53, Section 52, roof structure restriction. Article 53, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Mark Lacasse, Lacasse Law, 75 Arlington Street, Boston, Mass. Attorney for the applicant, who is to my left, William Filaritos. This is an existing 3-family, which is remaining a 3-family in the East Boston district in a 3-family sub-district. So the use is allowed.
When was this built? Is it an old?
Oh, yeah, it's an old structure.
It's an old structure.
Old structure that had a street-level retail store, which is part of the proposal for adding the mezzanine space. The street-level retail had ceiling heights in excess of 20 feet. So on the first floor, in order to create an additional living area and bathroom, a 329-foot mezzanine is being added halfway through the first floor. The other aspect of this proposal is creation of a 225-square-foot roof deck for the exclusive use of unit number 3. The three violations are, one, it is in the newly created East Boston iPod, so requires an iPod permit. Second is the roof structure requires a conditional use permit. And the third is the FAR by adding the mezzanine level purely on the interior of the building, increases the living area, so the FAR goes from 2.8 to 3.2. But in order to achieve that, no changes were made to the building, no changes to the exterior, purely the insertion of the floor plate at the ground floor.
How does the access to the other units work? From the lobby?
Yeah, there's a main staircase from the lobby. One door goes to Unit 1, and the staircase goes up to Units 2 and 3. And that remains unchanged. That's existing. All three units are 2-bed, 2-bath.
And what's the access to the roof deck?
The access to the roof deck, there was an existing head house from Unit 3 to the roof. The roof deck is new, but the head house was existing.
Was it a legal head house?
It's been there for a long time.
How are the plans, Mr. Ehrlich?
The drawings are adequate. This is the first time I've seen them. If the head house was existing, the roof deck is new, what did the head house lead to?
Just the roof, access to the roof. It's a flat roof. Yeah.
Okay.
We also have a letter from the Jeffreys Point Neighborhood
Any
Association.
other questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Lina Tramelli with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I would like to speak on record on support. There was a strong support of the community during this process. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Ricardo Patron from the Office of City Councilor Lydia Edwards. The councilor would also like to go on record in support.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Going to the next case, calling BOA 763-6147 Cleveland Street. There's a companion case, BOA 763-639-37 Winthrop Street. These projects are both together, sirs, correct? Yes. Okay. This is to erect a new church with the proposed 9 off-street parking on the same lot in an existing building. Violations Article 10, Section 1, off-street parking shall not be located less than 5 feet from the side lot line. Article 50, Section 29, side yard is insufficient. Article 50, Section 29, the rear yard is insufficient. Article 50, Section 44.13, 2 or more dwellings on the same lot. This is for 37 Winthrop. This is to legalize the existing building on a lot with 2-family dwelling and church, which was approved under permit. We are seeking to erect a 2-story church in the rear of the same lot. No work to be done. Violations, Article 50, Section 29, rear yard is insufficient. Article 50, Section 43, off-street parking is insufficient. Article 50, Section 44.13, 2 or more dwellings on the same lot. Name and address for the record, please.
Emilio Campbell, 19 Lee Haven Road, Mattapan, Massachusetts.
Will anybody else at the table be speaking?
I'm sorry.
Will anybody else at the table be speaking?
Yes.
Vernon Woodworth, 9 Elizabeth Street, Mattapan.
And Phil Denton, I'm one of the deacons in the church.
Now, was this, the permit that expired, what happened, the BZC 27444? When was that issued? Because, you know, I kind of remember this project from then. So tell us when it expired and what are you proposing that's different?
Well, we went back to do some value engineering because the cost of the project was it was cost prohibitive. So we pretty much seeked for, I believe, 3 renewals that we were seeking for. And on the 3rd time, we didn't seek for the renewal, so it expired.
So then tell us again. So tell us about this proposal. Why would you defer the last time?
The reason for the deferral is that the community group wanted us to meet with them,
Okay.
and they had some minor concerns, mostly around where we had placed the parking they felt that they didn't like that particular location for the 9 spots. So
Okay.
they wanted us to have, work on that. And I think also they were concerned about minor things in terms of plants and location and the height. They just wanted to get more information, I guess, at that point. And so we met with them, and we worked through all the issues in terms of the parking and changed some of that. I think one of the pieces that we had was to, I think at the 5 feet issue near the, for the setback, we were able to actually make an adjustment so we wouldn't have that in this meeting.
So does Mr. Ehrlich have the most recent plans?
I believe so.
Yeah?
I believe so. yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
not sure.
let's look at 37 Winthrop Street and explain to us what's being proposed and walk through because the church is an allowed use.
Okay.
And, but talk to us about what the violations are and what created them.
On 37 Winthrop Street?
Yes.
The violation that I recall was there was an issue with, what is it called, a retaining wall that we had done. And I think at that point we cured that. So when we went back, there was a confusion as to were we redoing the same attachment, so forth and so on. So it was very difficult to try to explain and say, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something totally different. We're going to have a separate building, not attached to the original. We're not seeking to change the occupancy of 37 Winthrop Street, essentially, because it's going to remain whatever it was. I think it's a two-story.
Two-family.
Two-family.
Yeah. So may I ask Mr. Woodward, only because we see enough of him at this board, so he knows how to present to us, okay?
So it's my understanding that the issues with the Winthrop Street building are created by the construction of the new building. There's nothing per se regarding the existing building.
So,
Currently used
yeah,
as-
so the use of the church is allowed, but it looks like all can you speak through the violations, 29, 43, and 44.13?
Well, we have setback violations along the side, and I should say by way of introduction that this building is proposed on the footprint of a former carriage house that was demolished
In the 80s.
in the 1980s. So initially, the site did for many years have 2 structures of approximately these sizes and locations. The rear yard and the side yards would be violations because of that existing footprint.
So what's required and what's being proposed?
The requirement is for a 20-foot rear yard and a 10-foot side yard.
And what's being proposed?
And we are between, we're approximately 8 feet on the side yard and 10 feet on the rear yard.
Okay. And then what are the other violations?
We have off-street parking and loading. Initially, we showed additional parking here with access from Winthrop Street. That was one of the objections of the neighborhood association. So this actually is a change from the plans that you have currently. We've been able to accommodate additional parking in front of the church, and the only access to parking will be from Cleveland Street.
So these look like are they two separate lots, or are you going to propose to combine the lots?
It's one lot.
It's one lot, but 2 separate addresses?
They do have 2 separate addresses.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And how many parking spaces are you providing?
9.
9, and how many congregants are you expecting at this church?
We're limited to 9.
To 90 congregants? Okay. Okay. And when is the biggest, the heaviest use?
Sunday afternoons.
From Sunday afternoons from 12 to 2:30.
12 to 2:30. Okay.
Where's the 9th parking spot?
Well, we're showing 8 currently, but there's actually room here, 10. We're limited to 9, so we'll probably only provide, actually, we're required to have 9, so we'll probably only provide 9 with one van accessible space.
Okay, but how would that be broken down to have the 9?
So we would have 4 here, one of them would be oversized for a van, and we would have 5 here.
The drawing that I'm looking at is showing parking there and not where you're now currently describing.
Well, it's my understanding there had always been an intent to have parking in both locations. I don't think they could have gotten 9 up here. This is actually quite steep through here. There's quite a bit of excavation, and the neighborhood group objected to the curb cut and the interruption of the granite wall, or putting stone wall that's along.
Okay, so there is a proposed retaining wall there, and there are about 9 spaces being shown on the drawing
Okay,
out there, but I'm not showing any spaces down in that gray area where you're
so
saying.
that was the result of the negotiations with the neighborhood group.
Okay, so this is not the most current set of drawings.
Yeah, we had very little time to prepare this in order to show it to the neighborhood group, and I apologize that we weren't able to provide copies.
And, okay, so the existing building, what will the existing building be used for?
It's currently used as an apartment, so that will remain. The space that the church is using, which is on the first floor, will be put back to an apartment, which was the original when we got it in 1972. That's what we will put back.
Okay, so we go returning to a two-family.
It will return to...
And how many square feet is the new proposed church?
50 by 40. 50 by 40.
50 by 40, 2,000 square feet.
2,000 square feet?
That's the footprint.
That's the footprint.
And there are 2 levels, 2.5.
Okay, so you're meeting the yeah, okay.
FAR is not above.
No, I'm just thinking of a public assembly, because you still, this is you just need to make sure all the requirements for public assembly are being met, but that's a separate issue. Is any other questions from the board? Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Jessica with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, and we'd like to go on record to support with BPDA review. When they met with the Neighborhood Association, there were concerns about the plans. As long as they're fine, they're fine with it as well. There was also abutters who were in support of the project.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, as a member of the board. My name is Michaela Parkin, and I am here from City Councilor Kim Janey's office. We would like to go on the record in support of this project, with conditional support of the project, as long as the developers go with BPDA design review, as well as continue meeting with the Neighborhood Association with updates to their plans.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition? May I have a motion, please?
Well, I make a motion to approve with BPDA design review, but I would also want to hold signature until we get an updated set of drawings.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Jeff, on design review, can you also make sure that that parking lot is screened from the street? Okay, thank you.
Calling the next
You're all
case,
set. Thank
calling
you.
BOA 893-315, 18 to 26 Bradshaw Street. This is to erect 5 new townhouses. The violations, Article 60, Section 8, a forbidden use. The maximum number of townhouse buildings in a 3F subdistrict is 3. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient minimum lot area. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient minimum lot width. Article 60, Section 9, insufficient minimum lot frontage. Article 60, Section 9, excessive FAR.
I can say things were like reading it into the records, and then was planning to ask if we could do a second call on it. The architect was here earlier, and left me a set of plans. He left the old plans, which we had to have updated for this hearing. So I have to try to get the updated plans before you adjourn.
Let's move, let's move.
You got 2 minutes. So, go on. We'll go to the next case. We're going to go BOA 900-189, 27 Leedsville Street. This is new construction of a 3-family residential property on a vacant lot. The violation, Article 65, Section 9, usable open space is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good morning. My name is Hong Wu from 5 Carlton Road, Waupun, Massachusetts. And this is my wife, Swanhong Tran. That's same address.
Tell us what you're proposing.
Our proposing is to build a three-family residential unit on top of vacant land. The unit will have four bedrooms and two bathrooms each.
Tell us why you would defer the last time.
We deferred last time because initially the plan has a handicap ramp, and we went to the butters and the neighborhood meetings, and the neighbors kind of didn't really want that ramp to be there, thinking that it's gonna take some space away from the sidewalk, sidewalk. So they requested that we removed it, and when we did it and submit the plan over, it wasn't enough time or something. So
Sorry?
we submitted the plan, but I guess we're so close to the date of the last hearing that it wasn't removed from the plans yet. So
do you have revised drawings?
the second drawing was actually submitted.
Was submitted, and you
Yes.
have that, Mr. Ehrlich?
I have a set of drawings stamped by an engineer dated 10/11/17.
So that probably wouldn't, because we,
Yeah, the date on these drawings is October 11th, 2017.
but does that have the handicap ramp on it still, or no?
Does it have what?
Does it have the handicap ramp on it still, or no?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry, does it have the handicap ramp on it, or no? On the,
I mean, I'm looking at this for the first time, so.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have revised plans with you? That
Yes.
might just be the easiest way to
Yeah.
deal with it.
What's the date on those plans?
it's stamped, but I don't have a date on it.
Why don't you just take those plans, Mr. Ehrlich? So that shows it without the handicap ramp?
Yes.
Okay. In the meantime, is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Qua Fan from Neighborhood Services, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services would like to recommend and support. The applicant did go through a full committee process, and they have been accommodating to the direct abutters from removing the handicap ramp as well as installing fencing around the property as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is anybody here to speak in opposition?
This is supposed to show a handicap ramp or
No,
not?
not
No.
supposed to
It's
not have
supposed to
one anymore.
eliminate it.
Okay, all right, fine.
Okay, may I have a motion, please? May I have a motion?
Motion to approve BPDA design review. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You're all set with that proviso.
Madam Chair, I'm going to call the last case in, but it's withdrawing. So case BOA 908-278-667 Beach Street. We have a letter. The petitioner is withdrawing, so I'm going to make a motion for denial without prejudice.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Moranci is up.
Let's go ahead with the recommendations.
Into the record, I'll request a deferral.
Okay, it's a deferral?
Yes.
Okay,
Calling for the record, calling BOA 893-315, 18-26 Bradshaw Street. Name and address for the record,
Good
please.
afternoon, Madam Chair, members. My name is George Moranci. I'm an attorney for the business address of 350 West Broadway in South Boston. I'd like to request a second deferral on this matter because I do not have updated plans for the board.
may I have a motion?
Motion for deferral.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The date, please.
August 13th, I'm sorry. Yep, August 13th.
Thank you.
Okay? Okay, moving to the recommendations.
Yes, Madam Chair. So this was a meeting on Thursday, May 16th at the Mini Zoning Board at 1010 Mass Ave. First case BOA 883-471, constructing a rooftop deck on an existing roof structure was approved. BOA 930-621, 1 Ledlow Street was adding a floor area on levels 2 and 3, adding a bathroom was approved with PDA. Case BOA 938-002, 208 Harold Street was a change of legal occupancy to include retail and convenience, was approved with VPDA for signage. Case BOA 912-336-101 to 103 Rossiter Street. It was a finished basement, square footage, an existing home was withdrawn, denied without prejudice. Case BOA 923-898-26 Saranac Street. It was proposed new second floor addition, rear addition, roof decks. It was approved. Case BOA 922-587-12 Waldeck Street was remodeled attic and used for living space. It was approved with signature for plans. Case BOA 925-440, 301 Huntington Avenue, was construct a 17 by 28 rear addition. I have to come back to that because there's nothing next to it. Case BOA 903-736, 416 Huntington Avenue. It was construct a new rear addition, rear deck, and front porch. It was approved to hold for signage. Case BOA 834-419, 243 West Selden Street. It was construct a new dormer, addition to an existing two-family dwelling. It was approved and hold for signature. Case BOA 919-184, 13 Wood Glen Road. It was a dormer, rear section of the roof and added bath. It was approved but hold for signature. Case BOA 921-085, 52 Cohasset Street. It was an interior and exterior remodel. In addition, it was approved. BOA 917-828, 24 Durant Street. It was adding a two-story addition to an existing home. It was approved. Case BOA 915-430, 34 Edgemere Road. It was removed the existing porch and back of house and building and added existing footprint. A two-story addition was approved. Case BOA 944-212, 1431 Center Street. It was installed dormers on the third floor and add bathroom. It was approved but hold for signature. Case BOA 907-387, 27 Peaceable Street. It was a roof proviso granted to this owner. It was approved. We do have to go back to one. We have to find out what happened here. Case BOA 925-440, 301 Huntington Avenue was to construct. We have nothing next to it.
Okay, for those that we have the information on, may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that one we will hold until our next meeting. Okay, this meeting today for Tuesday, June 11th is now adjourned.